Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy, Vitamin M right here, and I'm coming at you with another LP of Pokemon Silver version here. By far, I think this is the best Pokemon game, hands down. Changed my mind. But without a doubt, this is definitely by far one of the games that had the greatest impact on the series as a whole. It introduced a lot of new mechanics that players nowadays are awfully familiar to. The day-night mechanic, the time being really affected by that, held items, a whole bunch of different things here. And as you can see, we can see the beasts that we're going to be going up against, but obviously a lot of you are probably familiar with that, but this title screen actually did really influence a lot of later ones, especially Ruby and Sapphire, Diamond Emerald, some other ones. But this game is by far, I would say, my favorite, and definitely one of the best in the series. As you can just hear, just from the soundtrack here and the presentation, this game was monumental in its follow-up to Red and Blue, and is still regarded as one of the greatest Pokemon games ever created. And honestly, this is the one I have played the most, and the one I have really enjoyed the most, as I've already stated. But we're off on a new adventure here, and I hope you guys will join me on it here as we get straight into it. So right off the bat we can start a new game, but we want to take a look at options here. So because you're setting from a new game here, we can set the text speed, different things like that. So with that in mind, I'm going to set my text speed to fast. Battle scene, basically, do you want the battle actions to show up? I'm going to leave that on. Battle style shift, this will ask if the opponent Pokemon faints. Do you want to keep the Pokemon you have out? Do you want to keep it out there? Do you want to switch it to another one? Sound, mono, stereo, not a huge big deal or anything. Print, that's your settings for the contrast, different things. Don't worry about that. All you need is a Game Boy printer for that, essentially. Menu count, that will give you the descriptions of different things in the menu. And frame, we can actually set the art style, the frame we got around here at the end. I really like number 7, so I'm going to stick around with that. They don't really change the colors or anything, even though it is on the Game Boy Color. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and start our new game. Huh? What? You woke me up! Will you check the clock for me? What time is it? Now, as I was saying, this is where the day and night mechanic really starts to kick in here. So nighttime will always start at 6 o'clock, and it'll go until around, I believe, 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. But basically, this controls what Pokemon will show up at the time and different things such as that. So you do want to keep that in mind as you're playing along here, because if you want a certain one for your team, or you need to catch certain ones, they can only be tracked and caught at certain times of the day, and things that will go along that line I will explain a lot later. But right here, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to set it to morning 8 o'clock. What? Morning 8 o'clock? Yeah. How many minutes? 0 for now, I think. You can really set this, but this does make a huge difference if you really want. Whoa, 0 minutes? Morning 8 o'clock? Overslept! He says that no matter what anyways, so. Here we go, it's our boy, Professor Oak.
Hello, sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Prof.
Or, you know, Professor, all that good stuff.
This world is inhabited by creatures that we call Pokemon.
My boy Meryl right there, representing, let's go!
People and Pokemon live together by supporting each other. So people play with Pokemon. Some battle with them. But we don't know everything about Pokemon yet. There are still many mysteries to solve. That's why I study Pokemon every day. Now, what did you say your name was?
Now, obviously here you can go with the default name or so. Because I'm playing Silver version, you'll have these names start off. If you have Gold version, you'll have Gold. And I'll be talking a little bit about Pokemon Crystal as we go here, because that does impact the Pokemon you come across and the storyline with things. But, with that in mind, I'm just going to set our new name here, and I'm going to go with good old... I'm going to go with Vit-M, not Vit-A, not Vitamin A. I'm going to go with that. Vitim, are you ready?
Your very own Pokemon story is about to unfold. You'll face fun times and tough challenges. A world of dreams and adventures with your Pokemon awaits. Let's go! I'll be seeing you later.
So here we are, we start off in our room here in New Bark Town, and right into this, the soundtrack is very homey, it's very comforting. It lets you know this is your home, and it's time to start our new quest. So definitely this is my favorite soundtrack of all the games so far. But we can check out our PC right here. Then I'm going to turn on the PC. Now the PC is going to be pretty important, but this one at home isn't too awfully important. We can withdraw deposit items. We don't start anything with quite yet. Toss items, nothing there. Mailbox, that's a new feature that they added in this game. It's not a huge deal or anything. Decoration, there'll be some different decorations that you'll collect throughout the game through another mechanic that I'll eventually explain, that you can have stuff in your room. So, we can turn that off here. And we actually have a town map here that we can check out on the wall. So this is basically the Johto region here. This is Generation 2, right after Kanto. So in this region there are 100 additional Pokemon to collect, along with the original 151 that you'll encounter along the way. So, with that in mind, we've got a little bit of everything here. We got mountains and all that good stuff, but we're starting right here at New Bark Town. So, with that, let's just head downstairs. And it's our mom! Oh, Vitamin M, your neighbor, Prof. Elm. Why is everybody Proof? Was looking for you. Proof's in the pudding, I guess. He said he wanted you to do something for him? Oh, I almost forgot, your Pokemon gear is back from the repair shop. Here you go. So Pokegear is a new concept that kind of introduced. Some later games would have some of the features of this, but it's not in every game. Pokemon gear, or just Pokegear, it's essential if you want to be a good trainer. Oh, the day of the week isn't set. You mustn't forget that. What day is it? So, by setting the day of the week here, you can have different events that occur throughout the week, and different Pokemon that might show up depending on those events, and different items you can get. So just keep that in mind here as you're starting it off. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with Garfield's favorite day, regular old Monday. Monday, is it? Is it daylight savings time now? No. I always answer no to that. I don't want to deal with it. Daylight savings time. You can always set that later. By the way, do you know how to use the phone? I do, but I don't think some of you guys do, so I'll say no. I'll read the instructions. Turn the Pokegear on and select the phone icon. Phone numbers are stored in memory. Just choose a name you want to call. Gee, isn't that convenient? So we got everything set there for our Pokegear, but our mom is going to play a significant role later on with things as we go, but I'll explain that as we get there. So, with that in mind, I think Professor Elm wanted to come check us out, but a little bit of a shady character over here. So this is the famous Elm Pokemon Lab. What are you staring at? Ah! Oh, man. Heck. And here we go. Videm, there you are. I need to ask you a favor. I have an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon. What a name. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It is intriguing, but we're busy with our Pokemon research. Could you look into it for us? I'll give you a Pokemon for a partner. They're all rare Pokemon that we just found. Go on, pick one. So this is how you start your starter because Professor Elm is too lazy, quote-unquote busy, to do anything himself. So he sends a 10-year-old kid to do everything for him. So with that in mind, starting off with the starters here, take a look at the first one. And we have Chikorita available to us. Now, Chikorita is actually not too bad. It's definitely more of a challenge, especially in the early game. It's a pure grass type, unlike Bulbasaur that's grass poison type, so it's going to have some additional weaknesses. But those weaknesses will really affect it in the early game because of some of the bosses early on. Chikorita is actually not a bad Pokemon. It's definitely more of a support one with moves such as Reflex and Synthesis, Light Screen, and some different things like that. I know in the later games it gets Aromatherapy, and that can be pretty helpful, but I never thought a grass type was very useful in this game, unlike Generation 1. If you got an electric type, you're pretty much squared away when it comes to water types, different stuff like that. So I never thought a grass type was overly good, but Chikorita is always a good pick, but it's going to be definitely the most challenging, for sure. But it's definitely a lot of fun, especially in some of the later games. So you like Chikorita, the grass Pokemon? No, I'll pass up on that one. Think it over carefully. Your partner is important. Next on the list we have Cyndaquil, everybody's favorite starter from this generation. Cyndaquil is very similar to Charizard. It's very fast, it can attack, it can hit pretty hard. It's just a really great all-around Pokemon. And plus, in this game, your options for a fire type are a little bit more limited than some of the other games, so that's something to keep in mind. But there'll be some available options to us later that kind of account for that, even if you can't get a fire type or don't want one for your team. But Cyndaquil is definitely by far the best starter, and it's just awesome. So much fun. Elm, you'll take Cyndaquil, the fire Pokemon. No. Think it over carefully. Your partner is important. And last up, we've got Totodile here. So, Totodile is more of a physical attacker, but the physical special split didn't happen in this game quite yet, which I'll explain a little bit later when I explain the types. But he's still definitely a really good Pokemon. He's still pretty good, but he doesn't get all of the macho-ness and the power that he does in this game. But he still is very, very good as a pure water type. He's definitely bulky. He's not as bulky as Blastoise, but he's definitely more offensive. But he is definitely pretty good. You'll take Totodile, the water Pokemon. No. Think it over carefully. Okay. So I think with that in mind, and me doing this Let's Play, I think my choice is pretty set. I'm going to go ahead and go with Cyndaquil. Yeah, I know, taking the obvious one. I think that's a great Pokemon too. Vitamin M receives Cyndaquil. Alright. Give a nickname to the Cyndaquil you see. No, I'm good. We can give one later to him. So you can give a nickname to any Pokemon you get. Mr. Pokemon lives near Cherry Grove, the next city. It's almost a direct route to there. If your Pokemon is hurt, you should heal it with this machine. Oh, here's my phone number. Call me if something comes up. And I've got Elm's phone number. Okay, nice. We've already got his phone number to use, and we got our mom's to use, so that's going to be pretty good. These full heal machines are going to come in real handy at Pokemon Centers later on as we go. So I'll be explaining those a little bit later. Vitamin M, I want you to have this for your errand. Vitamin M, receive the potion. These items just replace, they restore 20 HP to each of your Pokemon. Very, very helpful in the early game. There'll be some better potions you can get later on. There are only 2 of us, so we're always busy. Why don't you just hire more? Alright, and with that, I think we're going to be on our way. There's not a whole lot else we can do here in New Barktown. But, here we go. We start on our way on Route 29 here. And here we go. If you ever heard Stay Out of the Tall Grass, well, this is why. Because we got our first Pokemon battle here, and it's a Rattata. So, I'm going to be showing off some of the basic mechanics of battling to you guys who aren't familiar with this. So basically in Pokemon you have 4 different options. It's definitely a lot more simpler than some other RPGs. Fight, you can choose an option with your Pokemon to do an attack. Pokemon, you can take a look at the stats and some different things on Pokemon, and you can switch out if you don't like your matchup. Pack, you can use an item that you have either on Pokemon that you own or throw Pokeballs, different stuff like that. And then Run, you can try to get away, but it won't necessarily have you escape the battle that you're in. It only works for wild battles, so keep that in mind. So with that, I'll go ahead and show this off. So Cyndaquil and Chikorita will start with Tackle, while Scratch will be the starting move for Totodile. So Tackle is an attacking move here, and Leer is going to be just lowering the defense. And I'll get into defense, attack, special attack, and all that good stuff in the later one to explain to you guys who aren't familiar with this. But the type of this move is normal, so different attacks will have different types depending on which ones they are, and they can have different effectiveness based off of that. Basically, if you're not familiar with this part of Pokemon, there's very much a rock, paper, scissors relationship to a lot of different attacks in this game, and a lot of different types especially. But I'll be explaining that later as we go along here. Just kind of want to introduce you guys to the story here and some of the new things for those of you who aren't familiar with this here. So, hopefully we can finish off this Cyndaquil here, or this Rattata, excuse me. I don't want to finish off my own guy. Alright, that's awesome. So we're looking pretty good. Oh, level 4s get you a lot of EXP, which is always a good touch. So, with that in mind, we've started our quest here, and we're going to be headed over to Cherry Grove City as we make our way over there. So, with that in mind, next time on Pokemon Silver, we're going to be headed over to Mr. Pokemon, as awful as a name as that, and see what he's discovered for Professor Elm as we make our way with our newly acquired Cyndaquil, and I'll be explaining a lot more of how Pokemon here works. So, I'll be checking you guys out. I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next episode. I'm out, my dudes.